You're watching Straight Black Love Talk with your host, DC Radical One, the home of intelligent, mature relationship conversations.
Beautiful day and straight black pride, brothers and sisters. This is your brother DC Radical One, and this is SBL Talk. Tonight we have a SBL Talk with a different vibe. So we're going to celebrate the exemplary life and mourn the passing to the ancestral realm of our Baba, Imam Jamil Al-Amin, formerly known as H. Brown, one of the seminal revolutionary voices of the 20th century and a community leader in the 21st century who was taken away from us, literally stolen by the state while doing great work. And I'm not going to be on long. I'm going to be off by 8. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It has not been has not been a good week, but I just wanted to do this because we I'm gonna just be frank. Let me just straight talk. The reason people don't want to fight for black people because black people are so cowardly and disrespectful, and we don't honor people who put in work, and that's the real talk. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you how real the talk is, because one of the most cowardly Negroes that we have said it straight out. He said he don't want to be a black leader because he said he see how y'all treat black leaders. Now y'all tell me who said that, right? If who's up in the audience can tell me who said that, I'll send you I'll send you a free video. So let me greet the people who was here. I did not get a chance to spread the message. I was so out of it. There you go, brother. There you go, brother. Absolutely, brother Safo. He's he just said when I say cowardly Negroes, he's like, I know who it is. So let me greet brother Safo, BB Toomey, BB4 brother. You got ripped off. BB4 brother Elijah. So like I said, I'm not going to be on long. And in fact, if we don't get a certain amount of people, I'm gonna be on even shorter. But I can't blame the people this time because I didn't get the message out. It's like I said, it's been a rough couple of days, so I haven't been on my square. But yeah, man. I was thinking. Well, I was thinking about it, and I said I haven't done anything because I was really being completely honest. I was looking at the analytics. Some of the shows analytics were pathetic. We weren't doing anything different as far as spreading the message. So assumed that uh, I just assumed that people were tired of hearing what we got to say, or I don't know, right? I can't even sit up here and say that I know what it is, but nonetheless, that's the conclusion I came to. So I I was like, well, let me go ahead and do a couple of shows and pull back and do some analysis and see is there anything different that I can do. I was hoping Sister Najee would show up, but I guess not. Not sure what's going on. I didn't tell her that I needed her on. She probably felt like she couldn't contribute anything to the conversation, but that would be a mistake. See, because what women don't understand is that when the conversation is about real men, the women can contribute the most by acknowledging the real men. That's the number one thing. Because look. Let's can we talk real talk here tonight? I say it's only brothers here so far, Brothers, let me ask y'all a question, right? Y'all tell me. Maybe I'm tripping. But if the finest black women, right? Whatever your definition is, I suspect that our definition of the finest black women, they all kind of look the same. If the finest black women were attracted to the brothers who were doing the most to bring about the destruction of our enemies, would we have more people being pro-black or not? Y'all tell me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that would have no effect in 2025. But I know one thing. One thing for a fact. It had an effect in 1965. That's for sure. Right? The Panthers had all the women. All the women. Y'all, if y'all seen young Asada Shakur, okay, listen. You know what I'm saying? Athene, Erica Huggins. I mean, they had some women now. Okay? And they was the most thorough dudes in the hood at that time. Was the Panthers. Let's just be honest. You seen pictures, old pictures of Nation of Islam women? Yeah, I know they all covered up, but you seen how they look? You think most of the women on the East Coast wasn't lusting after Malcolm? It's just being, and Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, if the baddest women, right? Because one of the things that throws me off to this day is seeing dark-skinned sisters running around with now here comes somebody said there's plenty of pro-black single women, but some of our men are worried about hip-hop girls. Okay, dual of concepts. Okay, let's have the discussion. What organizations are they in? Because again, if you just running around random by yourself, how are we supposed to know where you at? See, this is a conversation that the brothers was having with what's her name? The sister's name. They got a YouTube show, but she talking about hyenas and stuff. They asked her. They like, okay, well, how we supposed to know where the good women at if y'all don't come outside? Which makes sense. I said, well, so I was listening. And then she basically said they don't come outside. So I'm like, okay, well, that answer is not sufficient. You know what I'm saying? So the plenty of pro-black women, because again, I noticed that this person, they left out what I said. I said that are attractive. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say just happen to be pro-black women. I said that are attractive, because that's the difference. The best looking women in America were attracted to the Panthers, Black Liberation Army, Nation of Islam, and joined the organizations, right? Not just pro-black on the internet, because there wasn't no internet. You had to prove it. And there wasn't no talking. Because by joining on to them brothers, you was risking your life. So let's talk real talk here now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember, when you talking to me, you talking about somebody that was taught from people who were there, right? From the time I was 15. So you gotta keep it real with me. And been doing the work in this area for the last 12 years, 13 years straight. So the idea that there's plenty of pro-black sisters, not in this city, that's a lie. I ain't never been in this city. In fact, most of the women in our organization that live here ain't even from here. So the plenty, I call cap on that. You're gonna have to show me some documentation. Documentation beats conversation. I call cap. And I'm not here to argue with anybody. I'm just saying you're gonna have to bring me some evidence. I don't believe in nobody's word without some documentation. Nobody. Period. But I digress. And brother, you got ripped off saying not seeing. Hold up. Did I miss something? Said not sure, seeing as how I wasn't aware of this fight until 2013, and since I've only seen cowardice from both genders. See, I think one of the problems is when people talk about pro-black and straight black pride don't really got nothing to do with each other. Okay, see, none of those organizations is what I'm talking about. All that sound like feminist organizations because it ain't no men in it. You just said something called Girl Trek, Black Girl Code. None of that. First of all of that's feminism. Let me explain something to you. We're about to have an argument, which is fine. Let me tell you something. Any organization that does not have men and women involved in it is basically it's 21st century COINTELPRO. Straight like that. Let me just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? I didn't peep out these things before I even came back. Because when I first came to the movement, that was the first thing I saw. But this black feminist nonsense, I was like, bro, get this stuff out of here. If you're not straight black pride, I don't care nothing about you, being completely honest. Because if you're not standing against homosexuality and pedophilia, you're not on the right battlefield. You don't know what's going on. I don't even care. I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? That's how we roll over here. Straight up. So you guys answered. The brother said, "Who are the members of these organizations?" Because I ain't never heard of none of them. Where they at? What city they in? What they do? What's their objective? Give us some links. We'll check it out. If you want me to, I'll bring you on for an interview. You know what I'm saying? You say, I don't know nothing about them. You're right. I don't know nothing about them. And that proves my point. Because they ain't in this city. If you in this city, I don't know nothing about you. There's a reason why I don't know nothing about you. Straight up. Yeah, I disregard people's work. I damn sure disregard people's work. Because I've seen so many traitors, cowards, homophiles come in the movement and destroy the movement from the inside out. That's all we've been fighting for the last 13 years. That's why we can't make no progress. So yeah, I look at all that as enemy. Straight like that until proven otherwise. Like I said, I don't believe no thing that nobody say without documentation. Nothing on face value. Because I done seen these people. I done seen these snakes. No, I ain't complaining about nothing. I'm talking real talk here. You must be a young person. Or you never watched the show. I'm not complaining about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just being completely honest. What's coming down the pipe that's getting ready to drop on black people is going to be so devastating that the chance of about 10% that black people are going to survive. Just straight up. And I suggest you go back through the archives and find out who you're dealing with. But you come out here, talking like you know everything. That's why I want the sister to come on so she can help moderate me, because I'm not in the mood. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Mr. Nice Guy. And if you listen to the show, you would know. Straight up. Now, anyway, back to our brother H. Rap Brown, Imam Jamil Al-Amin. I don't know how many of you all know this part. He was locked up for the last 24 years of his life on trumped up charges, thrown in the worst places you can be in federal prison, basically buried alive. And they knew he wasn't guilty. So when you know what I'm saying? So when I come on here and I sound like I'm pissed off, that's why. They knew that he wasn't guilty. Everybody knew it. I followed the case. I followed the case off and on for 20 years. And because I was younger, I was foolish enough to think that some type of justice could be had without bloodshed. I don't believe in none of that foolishness no more. There ain't no such thing. Malcolm X, it's funny because I had a this is how old it is. I had a tape of that a brother had loaned me of Malcolm X. Yeah, a cassette tape. And Malcolm X said there's no such thing as a nonviolent revolution. I've reached a point where you can't accomplish anything of relevance for black people nonviolently. I don't care what it is. I don't believe it. Nothing. Because everything that's taken from black people is enforced violently. Everything. Right? Like we talk to these Europeans. By the way, is the music on? Because I can't hear it. I did turn it on. But brother, you got ripped off. Let me know if it's on or not. Because I can't hear nothing. I did mean to have it on. Alright, cool. With echo effect. But when she not on, I like to have it on. But first of all, how many people know about the case? Right? Why the brother was incarcerated for the last 23 years of his life. If you know about the case, put a 1 in the chat so I can see how many people know. And if you don't know, then if most people don't know, I go through it. And Brother KW Don said, blood. I think it says blood debts must be replaced. Not can be. I think it must be. I believe that's what Dr. Bobby Wright said. And speaking of that, the brother gonna make me go off on a tangent. I'm going off a tangent again. Today is the anniversary of the assassination of. Y'all fill in it in the chat for me, because I know everybody know this. So don't nobody get nothing free out of this one, because everybody should know this, right? But I believe that quote is blood debts must be repaid in blood. And one thing that irritates me about Europeans, right, is that we talk about reparations and they be like, oh, well, nobody alive was a slave or all that. There's so much stuff that happened post-slavery that we don't, stuff happens so often, we don't even consider it because we get caught up in the slavery argument, right? So prime example, Imam Jamil Al-Amin is so basically, like I said, a bunch of women. Can only be thank you. All right, that sounds more like thank you, brother. Can only be repaid in blood. Yeah, that's what Dr. Collins said. No men involved in these organizations. Like I said, brother, you proved my point. I've been around too long. I can sniff this stuff out. See, one thing, even though this is SBL Talk, one thing you gotta understand about me. I believe in hate. You got to have balance. See, people like, oh, I believe in Mayat. No, you don't. Because you don't believe in hate. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the principles in Mayat is reciprocity. That means giving what you get. Well, all we get is hate, and that's all I get. And I love it. So, today's the anniversary of the assassination of Fred Hampton. And I thought I had a clip of Fred Hampton speaking, but I can't find it. I was looking for it as the show came on. And one of the interesting things that I didn't find out till a few years ago is that Fred Hampton was a student of Dr. Bobby E. Wright in Chicago. And if you're not familiar with Dr. Bobby E. Wright, you can find a couple of his videos on YouTube. Brilliant, brother. I don't know, because I was so young when he passed. I'm not sure the circumstances of his passing. I just know that it was a great loss. like Dr. Bobby E. Wright was like on the level of, to me, this is my personal opinion. Somebody might come on and be like, "No, brother, that ain't right." In my opinion, based upon me studying his work, he's basically on Amos Wilson type level. And I hold Amos Wilson in the highest regard as an intellectual. Like, John Henry Clark talked about how brilliant Amos Wilson was. So that tell you all you need to know. That, you know what I'm saying? That's like in Star Wars, that's like Master Yoda telling you how great of a Jedi some other guy is. All right, you got to go look at that guy. His skills must be like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's Dr. John Henry Clark saying that man is pointing at you. If he points at somebody like that brother's brilliant, you need to look into his work. Oh yeah, brother. Psychopathic racial personality and other essays. Yeah. And I didn't know until I was studying Barbara Rudy. And Barbara Rudy was like, yeah, the version you get now, that's not the original version. The original version, the version that they got out now got some edited, took some parts out that was edited, that was hardcore. I was like, oh. I shouldn't have been surprised, but I didn't know. One thing I realized, man, when I was young, I should have been collecting books, because a lot of books were reissued or taken off, and the books that were reissued were edited out by somebody. Here's something we need to do. Oh man, I don't know how, and I probably said this before. And brother, you got ripped off. Don't let me go too far off on a tangent, because I'm getting off here at 8:00 and we already at 7:06. We have to figure out how to get a hold of the intellectual property of our leading scholars, so that it stays in Black hands and isn't edited, and the controversial and I'm using controversial in air quotes, or the parts that would offend non-Black people aren't taken out as soon as the person returns to the essence. You see what I'm saying? Because one thing I love about Dr. Khaled, man, his stuff that's on YouTube ain't no it's straight no chaser. Yeah, nah, we can't have you on cutting the program off. Can't have you on cutting the program off. But that's one thing we got to do, right? Because what I realized is that, and I was talking to Baba Zulu. For those that don't know, Baba Zulu, the founder of Ujamaa Shule. I went to his Moja Karamu program last Friday. For those not familiar with Moja Karamu is a African in America holiday. I believe founded in 1971 by Dr. Edward Sims. Y'all can correct me if I got the year wrong, but I believe it's 1971. And then basically it's an alternative to Thanksgiving. So Baba Zulu always celebrates it on the day after, on that Friday, but a lot of people celebrate it on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And it basically had a time. It's broken up into different time periods, and you have remembrances of different time periods. So there's a time period before slavery, and there's a symbolic food that you eat with that. I believe it's black-eyed peas. And then there's the time period of enslavement, which is white rice, and then there's it's 5 time periods, but some type of way I always mess it up. So I need to actually get the documentation from Baba Zulu and actually have one. You know what I'm saying? Get the program and how it's laid out, and actually host one and do it. One of these upcoming years, that's what I'm gonna do. But I always get one of the time periods mixed up. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can never remember all 5 time periods. I just always get it all discombobulated. So even though I've been going, I don't know, I'm probably going to maybe 7, 8 straight years, maybe longer than that. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I went to that, and it was definitely refreshing. And those type of cultural, that's what I was supposed to talk about, but I got to this. Those type of cultural programs are needed for our people as a reminder of who we are, right? And as an alternative to this whitening of the mind, this constant psychological and cultural assault that we're under every day that we're here in the hells of North America, right? So I just want to let you all know about that. Y'all can look it up. It's not really, here's the good and bad part. It's not really a lot of information on the internet about that. And that's kind of good, because that means that it hasn't been taken over culturally. But it's kind of bad, because if people are trying to find information, the internet is normally where people go, and then they just, if they don't find anything, then they just don't know what to do. Sister, you feel like joining me tonight? Before the sister, not Jay. If not, that's fine. But kind of need you to regulate me, because I'm not in a good mood. I haven't had sleep. So, you know, might need somebody more even keeled, because I'm in pure Dr. Colin mode. Well, not pure Dr. Colin mode, but if I was in pure Dr. Colin mode, I'd be cussing her. But you know what I'm saying? The feel of perpetual night that is winter is starting to get to me. Right? Because literally the only difference between day and night at this point is that night is just infinitely colder than it's already cold. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all the only difference. Because even during the day, it feel like it's dark. I'm just like, what is happening, man? What is going on? Where is the sun? Like, what in the hell? You know what I'm saying? It's cloudy all the time. It's windy all the time. Like, what? Come on, man. What is the problem? Seriously. And let me say this too. As y'all see, I'm just going to be rambling tonight. It is what it is. You can let me know when you're in the building system. Ain't no fool on earth, none, no one on earth can convince me that we are indigenous to this godforsaken hellhole and wasteland. Because as soon as winter time comes, you can't tell me that I'm not the only black person that's looking for a plane to get the hell out of here. You ain't gonna never be able to convince me that we indigenous to this place. You done lost your African mind. This place is hell on a good day, and it's complete hell when it gets cold. Come on, man. The hell are we talking about right now? You can be indigenous to a place where nothing grow. Everything is dead. Ain't no sun, wind blowing all the time. And we powered by the sun like Superman. You gonna talk about you indigenous to this place? You are a fool. And you deserve to stay here and die with your enemy. People done lost your mind. That's how sick we are. You're the rightful heir of the richest continent on the planet, maybe in the solar system, for all we know, in the galaxy. And you want to claim this dead piece of nothing and live with these sick people. Every time I look up, is a teacher, a female teacher, out here messing with somebody's son or daughter. You can't tell me that ain't hell. that you can't send your child to school without them being molested by the teacher or another student. This is what's going on every day in America, and you're gonna tell me you indigenous to this? You Negroes can have this place. But I digress. Back to our brother. And you know what? While I'm waiting for Sister Najee to come on, I'm gonna play a clip of the brother. Because a lot of y'all may not have heard him in his prime. So I'm gonna play this clip. Real quick, and then I'll just get back on her. Well, I'll let Sister Najee come on and introduce herself after that. So, where the music at? But pause the music.
Politics as defined by the geographical and influential spheres of this country is irrelevant to black people and is irrelevant to the masses of people. The vote has been used as a tool of oppression against black people. I mean, Camus raises a very good point when he says, what better way to enslave a man than give him the vote and call him free? See, it does not profit black people or poor people anything to have the vote and not be able to select the candidates who they want to choose. Now, how can you choose between Lyndon Johnson, Nixon, Agnew, Wallace, and Humphrey? There is no choice. Evil is evil. There's nothing in between that.
There was some lesser candidates. Dick Gregory was running for office. Eldridge Cleaver.
I think the vote can only be used as a tool of organization. We can only use the vote to organize our people. Now, to really believe that we can put someone in office and that these people would be responsive to our needs, it's naive, politically naive. Because even if one of the black candidates who ran for office was to take the office of president, then black people must be prepared to fight against that person.
Why?
Because, you see, the system mandates the action of the individual. The individual does not determine how this country will function. This country works off the military-industrial complex, which means that it's profitable to wage war. And unless you devise another plan, another scheme to sustain, to boost this economy, then it's going to be necessary to wage war, whether a black individual is in office or a white individual is in office. Well, so we're talking about a complete a change in system.
All right. Hold on for a second. Sister Najee, you can bring yourself on. All right, sister. Are you on? Are you on stage? All right, sister. Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, please.
BB Fahodia, Straight Black Pride, brothers and sisters. It's been a while. Good to be here. Considering the circumstances, it's not that great to be here because, with commemoration of Brother Rap Brown, who I did not know was in custody this entire time. It was so interesting how when you're young in the movement, you're learning about people and not realizing that they're actively being oppressed as you're learning about them. So it has been a tough year. In no way do I want to give anybody the impression that I disagree with Brother Conrad, because this place is hell, actively. In almost every sense of the imagination, not having sunlight in the middle of the day psychologically is going to ruin the children of the sun. So yes, this place is hell. I also agree with him as far as to rather claim this land versus the continent versus the whole planet altogether is how I feel about it. We're a world African republic. It's our responsibility to instill order around the world, African mild world order. At the same time, brother Conrad, it was a little strong. It was a little strong. I understand what you mean by the collard energy. We have to understand that this land itself is not dead just because it's cold. The land dying because of the seasons is teaching us about our cycle, the cycle that we supposed to go out and teach the world about, natural life cycle. And also, there's a lot of similarities with this land, and even on the continent, it does get cold, which may come as a surprise to people. But it's not just in South Africa that you have, winters in the sense of snow and penguins and all of that. But even in the middle of Africa, in East Africa, you go up high enough, it's gonna be bird. And just because it's bird doesn't mean that the land is dead. It's a little strong the way you came in, but I understand where you're coming from, brother. It's been a rough season. It's been a rough season. So yes, if I don't know. I hope that brings a little bit of balance in. But yeah, that was it.
All right, thank you, sister, for bringing balance. We try to practice my art because I'm in war mode. I'll just be honest, man. The fact that the fact that we don't even acknowledge, and I mean the greater community, and I know people will say, well, people don't know. That's a problem too. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. Cause this is gonna sound crazy, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like more people know about Dr. York being locked up than know about Imam Jamil Al-Amin being locked up. And Imam Jamil Al-Amin is way more of a man than Dr. York. You know what I'm saying? When I go, you go to different places and you see people, you see Dr. York's people, and they still believing in them, and they still recruiting. You're like, man, what the hell? What the hell going on? Or at least I be saying, what the hell going on, right? But I don't see. When I go to these events, man, unless somebody specifically represents an organization that deals with political prisoners, man, nobody talks about our people, man. Nobody talks about our people. And it's a shame. And let's just put it like this. I have done some work behind the scenes trying to get some people out. And there are some people that if you can make the right connections, there are some people that were able to get out. And there's some people that they just tell you straight up. As soon as you bring them up, they're like, nah. I mean, they're straight up. They tell you that it's like, nah. At that point, the people have to make a choice of, okay, if we don't get this person out, ain't no legal means that we gonna get them out. They gonna tell us straight to our face. And then that, you got to make a choice. The people that got out, Mama Sada Shakur, I don't even think the legal process they didn't even discuss that. They like, whatever. We going to get her. Who coming? Who coming and what's the plan? And they went and got her. Now, the difference between now and then is the security that they put our political prisoners under now. Man, you can't get within literally 20 miles of the place without them knowing you coming. And a lot of times they got the people buried underground somewhere. The federal facilities that they had, Imam Jamil Al-Amin, if I talked to a brother, he's like, yeah, no, he in ADX Max. I know where that is. That brother had been there. He's like, yeah, he buried alive. That's what they're doing to our political prisoners now. And the thing about it is, Um, like we don't. It's embarrassing our lack of knowledge of the people who have put their life on the line for our people. I just put it like that. Yeah, 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 bro. You got ripped off. Yeah, out there. Be before they straight black pride, bro. Rocky. Um, but as a people, it's man. We seem to know about everything except anything that's relevant. And like I said before, I believe in balance. I don't mind people having it having some type of hobby or something that they can get into to get their mind off this constant evil. But I love that clip, and I might show it again because he said a word that I've been it's for a few years now. I'm like, why don't black people ever use the word evil for stuff that's obviously evil? Like, when did that word get taken out of our vocabulary? Because we need to bring it back. Because some stuff is just evil. I saw something where a woman had let some men violate her daughter and engaged in the activity. That stuff is evil, man. Like we listen. When you see stuff like that, and if it's like, because I think this was like a mixed couple, like two. It was like a European woman and a white man and a black man or something. It was all, man. It was just crazy. I gotta find it because sometimes I see stuff and it's so crazy. I just look at it. I'm like, oh man. Basically, I look at it, oh hell no, and then I try to put it out of my mind. But we got to get back to calling stuff. We got to get back to calling evil, man. Because this stuff is crazy. The stuff that's going on in our communities and don't nobody want to call it out and talk about it and call it evil. I'm gonna say, look, people ain't disagree. To me, Tupac talked about this of all people, but he was right. For one person to be worth $100 million and for millions of people to have nothing is evil. Let's call it what it is. Why should one person have everything and millions of people have no thing? And when you bring it up, people try to defend it as if they the people that got everything. And one thing I noticed, the more money that these Urugu get, the more psychopathic they get. Every time I look up, Bill Gates got a new scheme. And his schemes are so bad, he just starts with black people. But if you really pay attention, Bill Gates has schemes that might kill everybody. He don't even know. He just want to try it out. He's literally like a mad scientist. He's literally like some type of he's like some type of Superman villain, like Lex Luthor, or you know what I'm saying, or some type of villain like a James Bond villain, coming up with these crazy schemes. Except we ain't got no James Bond to send to knock him off. Because Bill Gates be standing in front of a room where people talk about depopulation and don't nobody even challenge him on it. That's what's crazy. That dude go up to Davros, sit up there and talk about it's too many people and we need to decline the population. No, that means kill people, man. And they have to politely clapping, giving a golf clap and sipping wine and saying how brilliant his speech is. Man, all them people crazy. From an African perspective, everybody up there is evil and insane. Insanely evil. It's like a convention of comic book villains, except they're real people and they're no heroes. The WEF, World Economic Forum convention, is the equivalent of the Legion of Doom from the comic books. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, brother. Bill Gates, Rockefeller. I showed in one of my lectures, I showed a plan from the Rockefellers dealing with depopulation. It was from 1952. That they've been planning, they've been implementing this plan for at least 70 years. And then we in the internet age now, everybody done seen it. First of all, everybody in the world know what Bill Gates look like. Everybody done seen him talking about some. If we do a really good job with vaccines, I was like, wait, hold up, what? Was that a slip of the tongue? But we not built like that. We not building the type of warriors to be like, hey man, you gotta do something about this. This dude's crazy. That's why Imam Jamil Al-Amin gets buried alive. Because that generation, Hubert Humphrey and any of them people was out here saying, talking some stuff, there was a chance. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Ronald Reagan ran in the other direction when he saw the Panthers. He didn't want no smoke when he was the governor. And I know I told y'all that story before, but if I haven't, the day that the Panthers went up and they left Huey at home because he had charges, when they went up to the State House to read their statement against the Mulford Act being passed, which was an anti-gun law, right? Ronald Reagan was the governor of California at the time, and he saw them coming. He was talking to some little white children. He saw the Panthers coming and ran in the other direction. That's according to Bobby Seale in his book Seize the Time. Okay. So I'm just being honest. The H. Rap Brown, Stokely Carmichael, Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seale, them brothers was built different. And we should at least uphold their name and give them some proper respect. I was listening to some old hip hop and dudes talking about they real G's and this and this and that. And I was like, man, we were some straight clowns. You're not no real G's. You're not making the president run away. Just keep it at a buck. You know what I'm saying? You make the president run away. Well, he wasn't the president then. He was only the governor. But you make the governor run away because he see you strapped. You ain't even there for him. You there to read a statement. You just happen to be armed while you protesting, just in case. Right? Those is the type of brothers that we talking about. And brother Imam Jamil Al-Amin was right in the mix with all of that. Stokely Carmichael was his ace. That was his homeboy. You can find clips of them sitting around laughing and joking all the time. And they in the midst of a war, cracking jokes. I mean, hey. Because, one thing they know both of them was built like that. They're like, if it go down, it's going to go down. They were hardened in the battle for black people. I remember reading that when Bobby came to DC and he met Stokely, because Stokely had went to Howard. He told him, he said, hey man, check this out. They hopped in his whip. He sped off and was driving all crazy through traffic and everything, and then stopped and he said, hey, look, turn around and watch this. And then a car came up behind him. Because they had his car bugged back in the day. So these people were under surveillance. These people were targeted by the government. That's why we know that the brother was set up. Because they never forgave them. That's why we know some of the stuff that happened to Tupac wasn't about no record business or none of that stuff. Because the reality of the situation is they went after him because the work his mother was doing. Tupac was in his mother's womb while she was going through the Panther 21 trial, which was a result of COINTELPRO. See, these was real life hardcore revolutionaries who will do whatever it takes for the people. Brother Robert Hall said the brother loved black communities. Yeah, he was doing everything I read. I and that time I had not been to Atlanta. Everything I read and talking to people, he was doing tremendous work. Imam Jamil Al-Amin was doing tremendous work in Atlanta and some of the rough parts of Atlanta when they attacked him and put him on trial. He has built up Muslim communities, built up Muslim businesses, and was converting crime ridden neighborhoods in the late 90s, early 2000s when he came under attack. So he never stopped doing the work. He just did it in a different way, using a different ideology. You know, I had a copy of his book, Revolution by the Book, and it's dealing with basically using Islam as a revolutionary tool, right? If some parts I agree with, some parts I disagree with, but at the same time, I couldn't disagree too hard because he was proving it. You know what I'm saying? So, as I say, you know what I'm saying? Showing and proving, what Rakim say, showing and proving and let knowledge be born. So I can't disagree too much. Only because at that point it's like, well, okay, then outwork me then. Right? So I have tremendous respect for the brother, and it's a great loss. And I didn't tell people, I used to get greatly disturbed hearing about his health complications because I knew they was doing it on purpose. They knew he was no threat to nobody in his 80s. He was no threat to nobody in his 80s. They could have let him out. They knew his health was declining, but they was torturing the man because they hated him because he dared to be black. And daring to be unapologetically black, and daring to raise your voice, and daring to speak the language that they speak. Because when he said that, first of all, one thing he said when he was speaking at one of the Free Huey rallies is that there's no such thing as second-class citizenship. You're either free or you're a slave. Yeah, I mean, that's straight talk right there. Ain't no way to dance around that one. So every time we sit around and complain about this and that, it's because we still slaves. And all the slavery that I have studied in different societies, the only way people got free from slavery is by killing their slave master. That's it, and that's all. You can argue with the history books on that. The Mamluks killed off their enslavers and built a whole society where they ruled. We waged war in Iran, or I think it's actually southern Iran and part of Iraq, to get free during the Islamic slave period. That was the only way we was gonna get free. The Maroons, they always talk about the Maroons ran away, but you know what they don't tell you? They don't tell you that they came back, killed people, and then freed some more people and ran back into like places like the Great Dismal Swamp. You see what I'm saying? See, they always leave out the part where black people, they like to talk about black crime, but they don't talk about black revolutionary action where black people justifiably take the lives of people who are trying to take their life. They don't talk about that part. You don't get that in your history book. Brother, you got ripped off said, he said, that's profound. DC, America hates African manhood so much that they'll lock you up for the rest of your life. Absolutely. Because they don't want you to get the idea that you can be him when you grow up. That's what that is. That's why they do everything they can. Because they don't want you. Because look, and here's a point though. Think about it, right? Let's think about what I'm saying. They get rid of Thomas Sankara trying to prove a point, and what happened? They make Ibrahim Traore. So I get it, but if it don't work, you're gonna make somebody even worse. Because now, not only did you make Ibrahim Traore, but he went and found 2 other Ibrahim Traores. So now you got to deal with 3 Thomas Sankaras in 3 different countries. When you might have been able to just leave Thomas Sankara alone, and he just would have improved his country. Right? And now, a lot of the young people in other countries look over there, see what they got to say. Wait a minute, hold up. How do we get that? Where is our Traore? Where is our Chiani? Where is our Goita? Because I'm not going to lie, I'm over here looking. Where is our Traore? You see what I'm saying? We so blind, deaf, and dumb that even if we bring a Traore up, we won't support him because he's not going to support homosexuality. Y'all heard what I said. Stop me when I'm lying. Anyway, Sister Najee, you like to add to the discourse, please? You can jump in, please.
Wow, it just keeps going and going and going. There's no way to stop it. I'm slightly disconnected from watching most things to deal with white faces, but there was some white man recently that went viral because he was saying there's no way to stop Pan-Africanism. I just briefly read what he was talking about specifically, but of course, we already knew that those that have the African spirit within, that's, we shall win, and we have already won. That's what Ashe truly means. So, yeah, they can try it. Like you said, it's unfortunate that we're not going to necessarily see that in pretty much in the United States. I was trying to see if it was just in the States, but it really just is in the United States, that issue of like, we're not going to support each other just because of that absolutism that Baba Amos Wilson talks about, to be so absolute. And well, if you're not going to support this one specific thing I've just recently decided is my identity, then, to damn all of the work and effort and real, time spent doing like just everything. It's depressing, it really is depressing. Well, our area is just not it. And I think that's what Brother Jenny was talking about a few years back. Like this United States area, psychologically, we just not ready for it. It's too much going against us. And I think it has a lot to do with the chemicals that we ingest daily. Geographically, we just are too poisoned to create and support a Traore. But at the same time, I think because we keep getting our heads chopped off, we have a potent power within this area. We just, one of these days, it's like a double dutch, I guess. One of these days, somebody will slip through the cracks and be able to strike a righteous fear in the minds of our people. Because we've lost spirit, we've lost the idea of really being afraid of anything. I mean, because we're watching the devil work in real time. We're the ones pushing the buttons for him in America. We're watching the devil work in real time, and it appears that he's winning. So we're trying to just stay in line, but ultimately, belt comes to behind, and we're gonna also have our behinds beaten because we right behind the colonizer, we right behind Urugu, pushing the buttons. So
Look, hey, sister, you just made me think of something. And I wasn't trying to cut you off, but
no problem.
you're an example of that when you talk about aiding and abetting, and an example of a man saying, "You know what? I'm not going to aid and abet evil." Is the brother that resigned from the Trump administration, the military man that they start talking about we're gonna be blowing up these people, and he's like, no, you're going to be blowing up these people. I'm going to be collecting my pension. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a war crime, and I am getting the heck out of here because all of you MFers are crazy, and you're all gonna be guilty of murder as soon as you drop the first bomb, and I'm not gonna be standing here next to you. So, sorry, not sorry. I'm out of here. I'm not taking those orders. I'm not doing those orders. I'm resigning my commission, and you all can kiss my foot. Period. And I'm out of here. And Roger Rocket said, Admiral Alvin Hosey resigned from his position as commander of U.S. Southern Command. Right. And you don't just wake up one day and decide to resign that commission. Period. Black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever. Like, it takes a lot of work to get to that position. So that means he knew that what they wanted him to do was completely illegal. And he's like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I'm not blowing up these people in a fishing boat. For what? I'm not a criminal. I'm a soldier. And since I'm a soldier and I cannot really legally reject these orders, what I can do is show some integrity and get out of here. And I respect that. I got nothing but respect for him for taking that action. I don't know nothing else about the man. He could be a complete and utter coon. But you know one thing I can say? He got some type of integrity because he was like, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I don't care. I'm not doing that. I don't care what you're talking about. It's not going to happen. And it's we in bad shape where, like, that's, how can I put it? Like, that the best we can do is to not to openly do evil, right? We not opposing evil openly. And let me say this, because a lot of people get confused. A lot of people think that because they are doing a little good, that is sufficient. Incorrect. The world is ruled by evil. If you're not opposing evil, then you just neutral. And if you're just neutral, then in a world that's full of evil, if you're neutral, you low-key evil. In my opinion, you can only be good by opposing evil. That's just my position. Y'all may think that's extreme or whatever. I don't really care. That's my position. I thought about that long and hard. I was like, what am I missing? Then I said, yeah, people are not opposing evil. That's what it is. That's what it is. Kwame Ture says something to the effect of, if your people are being oppressed and you don't do nothing about it, then you might as well be with the oppressor. That's how I see it. Like, I'm an extremist because our position is extreme. And when Dr. Collins told that dude, the dude said, hey man, some people might think you're too rough. He said, damn it, the times is rough. The cracker is rough. Do I still got that? Do I have that up here? I don't think I had that up here. Yeah, I don't have that one up here. What do I got? Oh, this what I got.
I want to emphasize that to you. We are in a war.
Oh, did it play?
I want to emphasize that to you. We are in a war.
Yeah. So I just want to, if you want to know why, like, man, do you see why you going so hard? That's why. Because we are in a war. We ain't even fighting back. Right? Oh, here, I do got that Dr. College drop. Hold up. Let's play this.
Somebody has to hold the line. And I'm going to hold the line. Back against the wall on the 1-inch line. I'm holding the line. Because somebody has to hold the line. And I'm going to hold the line. Back against the wall on the 1-inch line. I'm holding the line.
Yeah, man. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to tell it like it is, as Dr. Khaled used to say. These other people were too damn cowardly to even tell the truth. We in bad shape. We're not doing anything to fight evil. Even the evil in our own community. We got, it's just way too many pedophiles running around the black community. Straight like that. It's way too many pedophiles running around the black community. Right? Nobody don't want to talk about it. I know way too many people that's been victimized for, in its case, women and increasingly men, for us not to be willing to be able to talk about it. Thank you, brother. And brother, like you said, you're gonna get off at 8 o'clock and you still rambling. I am. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I am. Sister Najee, you got anything to interject? I might just let Sister Najee do the last 15 minutes by herself if she want to.
I didn't come on because I was in high spirits. I tell you that. I feel just as down as you do. The issue of pedophilia in our community. Initially, it reminds me of everybody saying, we at this point we got the children raising the children is we lost control within our family units, being able to create positive families, nation building. We lost touch with it, and then it became the children raising the children, and now we got the children raping the children, and that's partially because a lot of people remain children their whole lives. When you look at some of these people that they catch, they're either, I always felt that the issue of pedophilia and even rape to a sense was you could see it a lot in mental people, and I mean like slow, right? What we used to call retarded people. They have that look of like, okay, they not right in the head. That's easy to you can tell when somebody not right in the head used to be, right? But now everybody wrong in the head. If you hear geographically, if you're under any, whether it be the States or UK or anywhere where there's a colonial structure, you can't possibly be right in the head. And so it's so very easy to blur the lines and make the most evil be celebrated. For real. Like, let's keep it a buck. The Disney movie with the girl, they call it Wicked. I said in the comments earlier the issue of not being able to call out evilness. But what about wickedness? Why are our children watching something called Wicked? Are we celebrating that? Are we telling the children that wickedness? What is really being taught? Now, of course, I didn't watch it. I have no, they got the girl. They got the girl that everybody saw a few years back on the documentary about Nickelodeon, how they had all of that nonsense going on with the children actors, the child actors being literally raped, drugged up. The child, and everybody talks about it, but seriously, these are children that are on cocaine, whether they choosing to do it or not. Why are these children drugged up and then being told to go perform for other children to take in what? What is my child supposed to learn watching a drugged up child perform in bad character? And I don't mean character in the sense of they're just, a cartoon. I'm saying they're the Iwa Pele that I am trying to instill within my child, the cool character. Where is that? If you drugging up the children and raping them and then putting them in front of cameras for other children to watch, what is my child going to download from that? So yeah, there's a lot of chaos and confusion. Brother Jaraki has said we're living in an open, insane asylum, and it's open to it is intercontinental and open, insane asylum. Absolutely. Absolutely. And to this point, I keep my cool because I know the only way forward is if heads start to roll. So I'm not actually gonna be excited about progress until heads start rolling, because then I'll know that we're being serious about actually making a change. That there's no coming back from your character is to harm or enable harming children. There's no coming back from that. We can try and play all day about the gender wars and things, but both sides should be on everybody should be on the side of, well, we're protecting the children that we create, right? We so backwards. We got people creating the children just so that we can get some.
Yeah, sister. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. So I guess I just told a lie because I'm not gonna get off at 8 o'clock. I told a lie. So I told a lie, y'all. Sorry, I lied. You know, and I don't need to be running off any new listeners, but I just gotta let people know, man. We just go hard over here, man. We not no loving light people. We not no crystal and chakra people. That's not us, man. We are the inheritors of the legacy of the Imam Jamil Al-Amin's, the Stokely Carmichael's, the warriors for our people. Like somebody's got to hate the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody has to hate the enemy. When I was a young man coming into the knowledge, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad was the most influential person on young men. And he didn't give the enemy no quarter. Somebody has got to hate the enemy, and somebody has got to hate evil. Somebody. Everybody can't be. I don't know what people are doing. Our enemy. I'm gonna tell you how evil our enemies are. I wish I had the video. Our enemies every year go and shoot up Fred Hampton's grave site. They killed him. They act like he killed them. You see what I'm saying? Our enemies hate us so much that they go out there. Our beautiful black brother, Fred Hampton, a beautiful brother, brilliant organizer, organized. This the thing. He organized amongst poor white. He organized poor white people. He went up to them and like, you got anything? They like, no. What you mad at me for? They like, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Go organize your people and then come back to me. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, he organized white people. He organized the gangs. He organized Hispanic people. That's why they got rid of him. They like, oh nah, he not gonna he ain't coming over here organizing our people. He already organizing his people, and he trying to get the people, the negative people, the gang members, to be organized. Oh no, sir. This is how brilliant these people are. And he was 21 years old. I couldn't get 5 people to come to an event when I was 21. I ain't had a charisma like that because I ain't like people enough. Being completely honest. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had a charisma. I had to I had to I had to learn to tap into a different part of myself to have enough charisma to be able to bring people to anything. I had to learn that. I had to find it within myself. He already had it naturally to the point that he scared the United States government. They don't kill 21 years old unless they're scared. You know what? No one wants a 21-year-old Malcolm X on their hands who's just getting started. No one wants to deal with that. So they killed him. Fred Hampton, our chairman. And they tried to make an example of every black man that stood up. They killed Chairman Fred at 21 years old. They set up Imam Jamil Al-Amin when he wasn't even doing nothing really militant for real at that time. When he was, I guess, he was in his 50s, I think. He's in his 50s. He was older than I am now. They're like, yeah, come on to jail. Come on and let's bury you alive in this federal penitentiary. Right? They gave Kwame Ture cancer. He said CIA gave him cancer. Who am I to doubt that? Interestingly enough, Minister Farrakhan got cancer around that same time, except he survived. I think he made a deal, being completely honest.
Pfizer and Johnson and all of them gave, half the country, half the world cancer, for real. So why would we deny it?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the reality of what we deal with. We just get if we being honest, we are. How can I put it? Straight Black Pride said, "Yep, off-duty white police officer intentionally made parking tickets a major issue that led to the incarceration and death of Bob H. Rap Brown." Yeah, they harass you until it's a problem. The brother, and I don't know if brother you got ripped off is still in here. The brother that that ended up in the altercation with a policeman, and the policeman managed to shoot himself. The brother was in the parking lot of his own apartment building. He wasn't bothering nobody. So really, these things still kind of still go on. We just don't make them the cause celeb that we used to. Like, think about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, let's be honest. We had a brother that had mobilized 1,000 armed black people. They came up with some trumped up charges, claiming he was pointing a gun at somebody on a roof. And now he in jail. We don't even talk about the man no more. We don't even mention his name. We don't even mention the leader of NFAC. We'll say 1,500 in Georgia. So even when somebody comes in the modern day and like, you know what, I have these skills, I can do this. Do we back them up, or we sit around and talk bad about them because we jealous? Because let's be honest. Look, let's be honest. A lot of times we look and it's jealousy because we don't even, man, who this dude? He must be with the feds. And maybe he is, or maybe he's not. At least, if nothing else, just stand back and observe them. At least don't get in the person's way and see what if they doing anything positive. And if they need some advice, give them some advice. If they're willing to take it, and if their ego won't let them take the advice, you're like, all right, cool, go ahead and do what you do. But I'm gonna be. I remember somebody. I saw it today. I don't know what I was looking at, but I don't remember what I was looking at. But whatever it was, the person was like, "We need that type of." Oh, it was a clip. It was a clip from the movie Malcolm X. That's what it was. It was a clip from the movie Malcolm X. Anybody that's seen the movie, you'll know this scene. Malcolm X went into the jail because Brother Johnson got beat over the head by the police. And he checked on him, and he was like, "Get this man an ambulance now!" The cops started scrambling and running and whatnot. And he comes out. It looked like hundreds of FOI, but it was New York. So, and he just gives them hand signals, and they march down to the hospital, and they check on the brothers and whatever. And then the people of Harlem, they see it. And they like, oh, what's going on? So they come out. So a protest just starts right there, right? Organically. And then, Malcolm talks to the cops, or Denzel Washington portraying Malcolm talks to the cops. And basically he's like, if he dies, y'all in trouble, right? And then they had a black doctor come out and was like, he'd be all right, whatever the case may be. And then Malcolm gave a signal. The fruit got in formation, turned and rolled out. And then the cop said, that's too much power for one man to have. Like, we have to understand. This is what we let me find the drop. Ancestors can say it better than I can say it.
I want to emphasize that to you. We are in a war. Is that white people want to kill us. I want you to understand that. They want to kill you.
Hey, man. Got to make it clear. We are in a war. When people see that you have an exemplary general, from a military perspective, people can identify strong or exceptional leadership in an opposing military. And true military men respect that. Right? Now, there was a time in European military history where you didn't attack the officers of the opposing military. With us, they don't. With us, they have the opposite view. With us, they like, we must attack that general because we can't defeat him. We can't outthink him. We can't outorganize him. He's freeing the mind of his people. He's too dangerous. It's like in Revenge of the Sith where Mace Windu told Anakin that the Emperor, he's too dangerous to be left alive. That's how they look at the black man. The idea that Imam Jamil Al-Amin was out here on his own, minding his business, doing something positive was too much for them to take. Because it showed that he still had influence. And that was dangerous. When you can get black people to stop doing evil, that you probably, as far as white people are concerned, you're probably the most dangerous black man on earth. The day comes where a black man can get black people in America to stop being N-words and to stop being homophiles, that man better wear a bulletproof everything. Because he's gonna be the most dangerous man in America. He's gonna be the biggest threat. You know how I know? Because the man who came up with a plan to stop these things has been under attack. And people around him have been under attack. And they didn't even realize why they were under attack. And they were just using different methodologies. It wasn't physical attack, it was economic and all types of other stuff. Right? To the point that you get attacked in so many different ways, you trying to figure out what is happening. Right? So one thing, part of any chance of us getting liberated, being completely honest, we're gonna have to start honoring our elders that are here, that are locked up, working to get them out constantly, and celebrating those warriors who did the work. We don't celebrate those people enough. I mean, I give you a perfect example. Dr. Chancellor Williams is buried right across the line in PG County. We go out there and commemorate him every year. I ain't gonna lie, it's cold every year. It's cold as I don't know what. Right? Are hundreds of people out there? No. Thousands? No. Millions? No. And then look at the condition of the people. Because he said, hey, y'all gonna have to stop loving these people, man. These people don't love us. And our people don't want to accept that simple reality. So we ignore those people. And like I said before, Chancellor Williams gave his life. He dedicated his life to digging up our history that we didn't have, that they told us didn't exist. And we can't even honor his name. It's disgraceful, to be completely honest. It's disrespectful. And then we wonder why we can't make no progress. But to me, the mentality falls all in line with the whole inward mentality. It's all interrelated, as far as I'm concerned. Brother Jarake got the information for the case up here. But Sister Najee, you still there?
India.
You got anything you want to add? I'm about to, before I close out.
I truly wish to see a brighter day. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Well, thank you, sister. Thank Brother Jarake for that donation. But I'm just gonna say this, man. Going back to our initial conversation with the new person, hopefully they'll come back, but they probably won't, because they probably think I'm a you know what. But hey, the words of Red Man, I'll be that. What we're doing is not sufficient. What we're doing is not sufficient. What we're teaching our children is not sufficient. We're never going to be able to love our enemy enough to have them. I'm going to be honest. Our enemy respect us more when we hate them. One of the biggest secrets in the world. It shocks them now. They be like, oh, what the? But they respect it. They respect it more when we're not trying to love them. We're not all up underneath them, all up in their face. When we deal with them as what they are, they respect it more. They say, "Oh, well, at least he's a man. I gotta watch him, but he is a man." You know what I'm saying? And if we actually have some actual principles and stand on those principles, 10 toes down, as they used to say, and show some backbone and some manhood, we actually get more respect. But you don't get the bag like that. You get the bag by stepping and fetch it, especially for the hat, because the hat wants you to bend over and give evil an opening. That he's into that type of thing, right? So that is our special edition of SBL Talk. Next week, I think we'll try to come back on and get back on track. And let me say this, I'm just being completely honest. I'm going to look at the analytics every week. The weeks that the people come and they show that they like the dialogue, I'll move forward with another show that we got today. The weeks that they don't, we have that analytics like we had for like 3 or 4 shows in a row where we didn't even have we had basically the lowest numbers I ever had back to back for a live stream. I just be on hiatus. That's how I'm gonna carry it. One show I'm gonna give the whole show to Sister Najee and see if she wanna take it. You ready? You ready for that, Sister Najee?
If you give me time.
You know what you say?
I was gonna say I'll just be on here by myself rambling, but that's fine with me.
I mean, I'll let you know in advance. You could do a whole set up a whole outline and do everything you need to do. So, Sister Najee, you want to close this up?
Like I said, I'm looking to see a brighter day. And I mean, not just because it's winter time and on the East Coast. I mean, just in general, like it's not looking good, Black people. I don't know why we don't see it. Everybody else sees it clear as day because they're planning it. For those of us that see it, Habibi Fawodia, I'll see y'all on the other side of the enemy lines.
All right, sister. I appreciate that. I thank you all for watching the show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is SBL Talk. I'm your host, DC Radical. Sister Najee. I haven't read none of that. Anyway, let me read this stuff real quick. This is SBL Talk. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can email me, or you can follow me on Instagram at dc.radical1. You can follow me on Twitter at dcradical_ONE. On OTW2, my bad, at dcradical1. And if you enjoyed the show, you found value in it, the information being presented, you can donate via Cashapp $ DC Radical, or you can donate via Zelle at the email dc.radical_1@protonmail.com. As I have said before, it is our goal to make enough either via donation or via YouTube views to basically have the channel pay for itself, and we haven't quite gotten there yet. Also, let me say really quickly, because I forgot all about this. I will put it up. If you're in the DMV area, we will be celebrating Dr. Chester Williams Day on 12/21. I believe that's a Sunday. That Sunday, we'll be meeting at 10:30 at Busboys and Poets in Southeast, and then going from there to the gravesite in Suitland, Maryland. And I believe that's 4001 Suitland Road, Suitland, Maryland. And we will be commemorating the life and legacy of Dr. Chancellor Williams. So I will put that flyer up on YouTube and Instagram starting tomorrow. So if you're in the DMV area, or you plan to be in the DMV area, you can check that out. So
What day did you say?
The 21st. His actual birthday is the 22nd, so we're doing it on the 21st on this Sunday. And like I said, we're starting at 10:30 in the morning. We're meeting. We're gonna have breakfast at us boys and poets, and then go from there. So anybody that's interested in that, you can email me at dc.radical_1@protonmail.com, or you can just hit me up on Instagram if you follow me on Instagram. So, Sister Naja, you have anything else you want to give them your information, how you can contact?
Right here on the screen at Nefranaj, NFRNAJ on Instagram, and not too much going on right now because I don't want to make content in hell. Honestly, it's kind of a struggle getting out of hell, and so when I'm done with that, more content will come. Until that point, please just bear with me on Instagram and here SBL realkkk.com as well. Just wait on it. Give me some time. We'll be back over there. But you can also cash at me in the endeavors of getting out of hell not at $ NEFER Nefer Najay NAJAI. Asante Sana, Brother Jarake, for your donations already, and anyone else that would like to donate as well. That's pretty much it. Tuta Onana Badai.
All right. Well, thank you all, brothers and sisters. With that, I say Abibi Fodie and straight black pride.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also follow us on our other social media platforms. On Instagram, we're at dc.radical1. On Twitter, we're at dc_radical_ONE. And the Cash App is $DC Radical1. Again, thank you for subscribing. A big before ODA and straight black pride.